Hello and welcome back to The Witness. This time, we'll do the swamp for sure. Starting with finding out how to get down from here. We only need 2 more lasers, I think, to open whatever's in the mountaintop here. And this should be one of them. Probably, because it's a new area. Alright, is this the entrance, or am I not at the entrance yet? Oh, interesting, the shadows there made it look like stairs. Well, from up here I can access that panel. That would be awful. Let's not do that. Okay, I think this is not, in fact, the way forward, so we will look for another way in. Do those logs actually make this easier to climb up? I feel like that's just a hazard. Like, it kind of looks like stairs, but... Okay, waterfall here. Maybe that's from the other side. Alright, this looks like it could be an entrance. And also possibly a tutorial section. Okay, so finally let's get the actual tutorial for these colored squares. Oh, that one was pretty straightforward. So the theory is that I've been doing is that I want it to be encased in itself. I'm surprised I'm not locking on here. A little bit too far away, maybe? So, I've played around with these in previous areas, and it seems to be that you just make the shape. Let's take advantage of the fact that we can test some things here. Okay. So rotating this didn't really work. Here, if I need this to be a 2x2, it kind of has to be like that, huh? Breaks here. Yeah. Alright, then this one. Alright, so what I thought I knew about it, I haven't learned anything else so far. Something, is this more tutorials? Do this first. So this is the part, okay, see, I actually locked onto this one. This is the part where we have multiple things to work now. So that works. So you're able to combine the areas. So what would the lesson be here? I'm trying to figure out what the point of this panel is. Contrasting it with this. Because I don't have any ability to extend this out because I'm not able to draw my lines that way. This is the one where things are actually interesting, I guess. What happens if I do this? Right, so they're overlapping, it's not good. I guess we do the same shape again. Okay, I mean, I don't think I learned anything from that. I got explicit confirmation, I guess, on the overlapping. In that it doesn't work. Hmm. Okay. So it looks like there's two solutions. I have to group the center one to either side, and then I can get this platform to move. Feels like this could have been a little bit faster. I guess I don't know if I've ever actually commented on this, but I have been aware of all these yellow square door, like hatches on the floor here. Obviously a deliberate design choice here, and this one does kind of match the puzzle that we just did. Okay, nothing really to do here. That looks like it's opened from up here. There's another thing there. Hmm. Okay, well. This is interesting. I guess we'll do the 3 across like that, and then 3 up. Whoops, those overlap. 3 up like that. Come on now. Oh, this is 4. Okay. Start going up this side to get the 3. 4 across, 3 up. Hmm. This is awkward, because I want to do that. Also do another line here. This 1 is really the problem. Because in order to get the 1, I have to link to it. I can't carve out 1 in the center. So it has to be linked. I can't link it to this. So it has to be linked to this. And in order for that to work, it's a very limited number of ways I can actually connect them. Because for this 4 and this 1 to be linked together, I need the 2 to join them. So I do need to have all 3 of these in the same region. Means that this has to be the 4. I mean, I guess it could be 1, 4. But that gives me the issue of not being able to carve out on both sides. Does it? I could just do that. Alright, for this one... So I noticed that this shape and this shape, if I can finish like this, that'll work for those two. So can I link these two together in a way that doesn't conflict with that? That would be good, but I can't. So I'd have to do it like this, which does work because I can come across the top. Okay. Well, I did open that, but there is this. Problem is I can't do that. So for to actually do that, I have to do that, I guess. Interesting. So the same thing, but smaller grid. Probably means you can't just do same thing, because I can't just carve those out. So we have four tiles of space. No way we could just carve out the middle four. As nice as that would be. So if we can find a way... Well, 4. If we do this as 4... Yeah, I can just carve out... Oops, I can just carve out this square here. That should do it. Okay, and that was probably just a shortcut. But let's investigate it for a little bit before going back. Maybe not. It looks like it actually connects to the same area again. The boat. I've been here. Okay, so that gave me boat access, and it gave me a way back. If I'm over here. Which... I mean, I guess it lets me skip this gate. Let's not do that, though, because there's a chance I could learn something from doing it. I don't know, the baffling thing about this is there's a puzzle that used these elements. I still don't feel like I've actually learned anything new from this. And yet, that previous puzzle, I mean, I haven't looked at it since that one time, so maybe with fresh eyes it'll just come together now. There was a puzzle that used these elements that I got stuck on earlier. Okay, well... Yep, that worked as expected, so we're just getting different shapes. So for this one, pick the 4, so let's just do that. Okay, here we have a gap of 2. So like that kind of a shape for this. Hmm. Hmm. No, okay, what I was doing here isn't gonna work, because I was thinking... Oh, I'm not gonna get these 3 here. I'm gonna do this L here. I guess this one, if I want to connect to that, makes sense to do this and this. Where does the 3 go then? it has to go here. Hmm. Doesn't quite work because I've got some stuff here I wanted carved out. Where possible. Yeah, let's put this 2 up here, because I think generally having things on the edge is better than having them in the middle, because when they're in the middle you have multiple carve-outs you need to do, and that gets awkward. So we'll put 2 and 2. That covers both of these. I need to cover this tile with one of these. Interesting. I can't have this one be 2 and 2 because then I can't put the 2 3s in here. Or actually just this one on its own doesn't fit. In fact, this cannot be over on the right. Neither can this, for that matter. Okay, so I only get 2 squares on the right side. So that tells me that these 2 here, I either do the middle 2 or I do the final 2. And given that we have the entry point here, I'm thinking this has to be 2 and 2, but that doesn't work. Hold on. Oh no, I can... Because I can finish like that to carve out a square. Okay, so based on these shapes, I think I have to have this 2, this 2 for this. It's the only way I can actually fit this in with it. At which point, this has to be here. The only spot it'll fit. And this has to be here then. Okay. I think the issue I had was that I was trying to go too high. I was going too high initially, instead of just going along the side there. Another technique for this that would be probably pretty useful is just counting up how many squares there are, because if I had noticed that there were only 4 empty squares, that would have probably helped me to think of things that way, carve it out. All right, so this is new information because I've seen these that are slightly slanted and didn't know what to make them. So if they're slightly slanted, it does not matter which rotation I do, it looks like. Okay. Gaps make things a little bit awkward. So to get this corner included, I can do this, or I can do this. Because of how these other shapes are, I can't do that. I do that because of these gaps. So if I'm doing something like this, the problem is I can't go through here. Do it this way. Wait a minute. Oh, first of all, I was off by one. Mirror doesn't work, right? Okay, we can't mirror it. It has to be rotated. These gaps make this corner piece really awkward. Okay, so I mean, I can do that. Is there a way to hook another... another one of these shapes in here, though? If I have this, because of those gaps, I'm not seeing anywhere I could possibly put a second one of these shapes on. So this shape is not right. So that leaves me with this. Is it possible to hook another one of these shapes onto this? Yes. Okay. Do that. Okay, and then we just have to find a way to do this. And immediately I'm seeing an issue where these gaps are going to make it really hard to get out. So I think this gap just tells me that I don't connect to this side. This gap, likewise, tells me that I don't do this one. Those two prevent that solution from working. Okay, well, the thing is, there aren't that many options, so I guess I can just kind of exhaustively check them. I'm doing the bottom, I have to do this, and it doesn't work. I'm doing left. I get two choices on the left side. Because I can do down here, or I can do here. I already determined that this doesn't work because of these. If I went down here instead, then the problem becomes approaching it. But that doesn't work. I have to actually start from here. And I can never start from this point. If I want to start from this point, I can't because of that gap. I can never get here and then go left, because I'll be blocked. Okay. So I think that confirms that the right edge doesn't work. Left edge... has to be that. Okay, that was just the one. It was just a matter of seeing the one that works, because the gaps prevent the others from working. Does that actually do anything? Presume it does. This, I think I can just... Yeah, we got the different colored panels on the floor, and I can rotate this however I want. Seem to recall doing that before. But for the moment, we can follow the cable, so let's just do that. All right, so... Yeah, these are a lot harder once they're rotated, just because you have more choices, and more choices is not better. More choices means more dead ends that you can throw yourself down. Okay, so this corner. Corners are a little bit tricky to get to. That gap is pretty bad too. Yeah, this is the only piece that doesn't have a gap. Which means I could do it in isolation, but I suspect that, well, I'm never getting this if I do that. So all three of these are just going to be combined in some way. Because this one obviously can't be solved by itself. This one, well, I could do that at the end. So if I was able to combine these two somehow, without touching this, which is not possible, because this would need to be... Okay, well this is awkward, because this means... Like, the way that these gaps work is they're essentially telling me that both of these go together. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that this shape has to go like this, because could do, 4 across like that. But if I do 4 across here, then... Well, okay, no. If I do 4 across here, then I do... Oh, this one's not rotated right. Or it would need to be mirrored to go down the way I wanted. Well, we'll do 4 across. And gap, not good. Okay. 4 and 3. Yeah, that works. This one is a little bit interesting because it means that I have to have something else in the middle to fix it. Because it's not a shape that's possible to make on its own. But for example, I could do something like this. Six, 10, 14 out of 25. Okay, so it's still quite a bit of space. Yeah, generally, if there are no gaps, then they're pretty easy. I think. Relatively easy. But once you're having these gaps, that really starts to mess up the placements that you can do. Okay, if I put this... well, this one can't rotate. That's interesting. But if I put this one over on the right here, attach to it, and we attach to it, I think that just works. Except for the fact that this is on the outside. Okay. There is that consideration. And then also I drew the wrong shape there. But, hmm. That doesn't work because it's too high up. Okay, now I don't have that one in it. Hmm. I could do this at the corner. That. I'm trying to avoid just doing this for the 2x3. I feel like that's going to cause me trouble, but maybe not. No, it's really awkward because of that. If I combine these together, I can make a 4x2. I don't think I can use that though, because this gap prevents that from working. Hmm. Yeah, these gaps just make this so much more awkward. Oh, how closely... Wait, no, can't I just do that? I was thinking of the 4x2 in the vertical instead of the horizontal. I think that's why I missed that earlier. Hmm. These two are kind of awkward. Oh no, that doesn't go for this. was seeing that I could just do that to get those two to make a 2x3 together. Not covering this tile. Well, I can just do the same thing on the other side, right? That? Yeah. Okay, something's going on over here. We have pumped the basement. Is there anything else I can even do in this entire area before going underneath? I think the only thing I haven't done... I'm going to check around this side again. I think the only thing I haven't done is the rotating platform. There's this. Okay, which I can use to go across to the other side, which I had access to. That's just a shortcut. And then here, I can change the orientation if I wanted to. To get over there. I don't know. Before we start messing with that. Okay, that didn't do what I thought. I guess it has to be that then. So, yeah, it's cutting a gap out of something. Assumption. But I had to have both symbols inside the area that I was cutting out. Yeah, good to come down here, I guess, because tutorial section. Pretty straightforward, though. Okay, well, that's obviously this whole thing. Ooh. Hold on. Well, if we want to do a gap, I guess we just do something like this. Did I turn on lights or something? Did this actually do anything? Assuming it sent whatever this blue is. So pretty linear section despite all these shortcuts that we can do. This is telling me the status of this thing, huh? Okay. Probably don't want it over on the other side, but we have the other shortcut we can take to get back. Come on. No. This is a circle. Let me click on it. Okay, we'll start over here. Well, 4 up, 4 across, and cut out 1. Let's cut out that one. Hold on. I counted them both on the same spot. Okay, so yeah, obviously, or if we do 4 up here. Okay, well then this is just, they have to intersect, and then this cuts out the doubling of the intersection. Here, again, we'll put the 4 here because that just makes the most sense. Then we have this 4 across. But we're cutting out 2, so we're cutting out the intersect and then 1 more. Okay. Intersection. I don't think intersect can intersect be used as a noun? Probably not. Okay, here we have 4 across. And these shapes do actually fit together. So then it's just a matter of... Well, I can also use this shape to cover everything. If I did that... I did that, and then I just had this one go through the center. Yeah, that works. Okay, this is the first time we've had multiple holes stacked on top of each other. Interesting. So we need to get up to here. Probably... Hmm. So we're going to end up with 8 in our final configuration. So if I think about this, if we have this, then we go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we cut out these 4. Yeah, that works. Cutting out these 4. Okay. Well, I wonder where this piece gets placed. Alright, so I just start with a checkerboard pattern here. Then this has to be placed such that he's only covering 2. How is that possible? Doesn't this cover 3 no matter where it goes? 3 or 1? I can't rotate that, so... Oh, which is fine. I can just cut out one of these. Yeah, okay, so I want to cover 1, and I want to join as much together as possible, probably. Other consideration, both of the gaps are on this grid by default, so they are covered. Cut out that one, maybe. Does that work? I didn't quite have that finished worked out in my head. I was just kind of trying to... But so obviously I have the T here. And yeah, one overlap and then the other. I guess that works. Did I want to move this back? Probably. But at this point... we'll worry about that later. Here, we've opened red. That area. We have two. That worked. I guess if 0, then they don't go inside. I mean, can I do... well, I can't split them, but... yeah. Dang. Okay, so cutting these off into nothing doesn't actually work. They do have to be combined with something. But I mean, isn't this just telling me I can do this? And they'll delete the 4. And then this just adds up. So if I can get to the end without cutting any of them off, I don't know if I can though because of this. Hmm. Alright, so with that in mind, since these are going to be split, I probably want to do... this is awkward. Thing is, these two kind of go together, but I don't want them with this. I want them with this. I'm trying to do 2 separate sections where I've got 4 blues up here and 3 blues with this. But, oh no, I can separate those. Okay, yeah, like that. Alright, and that gets me here. Which... there's a panel down there. That looks like our laser. Okay. I see. I can carve out... panels. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to get down there, I guess. Maybe? Hmm. Is it just those two panels? Right, because I can't do something like that. That's not going to work. This is the tile I'm on. I could do disconnected, though, like this. No, because they're connected. Okay. Alright, and that has to be part of it. There's a pattern I could do. Okay, I think maybe I see. Go down. Oh no, these grids here prevent me from... Right, because if I wanted to... this... I mean, that would let me walk through there. Okay, so the barriers in the middle are always lifted. Right, because I can walk between these two. Okay, this one's neat. I like this puzzle. Hey, I get to say something positive about this game. That, I think? Dude. Is this one mirrored? That is from that orientation. Okay. Yeah, this is a good puzzle. This is a good use of this mechanic. So top left is behind us, so this being mirrored, we actually want that cut out. There we are. And then just a switch. Alright, yeah. Honestly, this might be my favorite section of the game so far. That final puzzle, at the very least, was definitely my favorite puzzle in the game so far. Still need to get out of here, but that should be pretty easy. Come on, do your thing. I guess we are pretty close, yeah. Right, and then to get out of here, I just have to carve out a different jump. And there we are. Now, I didn't ever end up using this. I want to go blue and purple, for example. Didn't I do this before? Apparently we only go counterclockwise. Yeah, I don't think connecting to the red ever matters or makes sense. Assuming it'll connect back up eventually, I don't really want to wait for it. This gave us one more puzzle. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28 out of 30. Okay. I mean... how much do I have to actually push this together here? Can I just... Okay, apparently I do have to actually figure out what orientation they can go in. We really want to fill in the middle. I suspect that's an interesting texture out there. We got a recorder, it looks like. Not going to mess with that. It's already been over an hour. So I don't know how much I really want to mess with this. I also don't know about the process of doing this one. I do have my image editor up, so I could just take a screenshot and post picture, drag shapes around a whole bunch. So I find something that works. I don't know if that's actually going to be all that interesting to do on camera, though, so I might actually just do that off camera. I'm here, I'll take a screenshot. Basically what... So I guess I can explain what the process will be. So... the process here... it says screenshot, very nice. But the process is basically just carving out all of these shapes and placing them on the grid until we find an orientation where it works with two squares missing. And honestly, I feel like that's just going to be a ton of trial and error, so I don't feel inclined to do that on camera. So yeah, I'll do this off camera, and then we'll get the solution at the start of the next episode. So I will see you then.